That is the objective information I can provide on the slab, now to my personal opinion. Overall, I am very impressed with this blaster. The emotional response I had to using a lever gun that was actually accurate and shot hard was amazing. This blaster mated that playful mechanical appearance and overall emotional reaction to actually using it with performance in a beautiful way. It shoots hard, but it also shoots accurately and really consistently from shot to shot, which might not be a big deal to a lot of people who are shooting and just racking a slide and shooting and they want to feel tactical and they're not looking at their darts. But when I shoot a plinker or a target shooter, I want to hit what I'm aiming at. I like accuracy. So very impressed with this blaster. It was really fun to use, and I don't even consider myself to be a lever action guy, and it was still a blast.
Now, Silly Butts has a lot of other designs, and he is kind of a maniac, and I mean that in the best possible way. He's just constantly cranking out designs, and because he's not running his own shop, he's always working with other resellers and 3D print farms like us and others. He gets to just focus on what he loves doing, and that's design. So I'm going to link down to his list of different various 3D files and everything. We are working on offering more and more of his blasters. The Silly Pistol is a maximized pistol with a ton of power from a large plunger tube with a unique rotating clip system where the actual magazine can sort of fold down for compact transport and carrying. Like I said, I'll link him down below because he's got a lot of cool designs, and we are really excited to have him and welcome him to the shop. Silly Butts has been a bright shining light in this hobby, and I'm really excited to see what he comes up with next.
But overall, I do find it very fun, and it's an easy build. Throw a sling on it, and it's war practical. So yeah, I definitely recommend the Silly Max 1400, especially if you run Rockets or Mega XL.
If you're scared, just be scarier than whatever's scaring you. When notorious remixer and designer Silly Butts came up with the Thumper, I totally jumped at the chance to be a beta tester for it. And I gotta say, now that I've got it all working, it's just way too much fun. So that's the Thumper. I think Silly Butts is really onto something with this. I know that he's also working on modules that shoot other ammo types, which you could carry some extra clips and switch between them as you need different things. You could even mix and match the modules if you wanted to for whatever reason, which is a pretty cool system. I really love this harmonica clip. I think it's awesome.
If you can save up the money and pick yourself up a slab, I 100% recommend that you do that. This thing truly is my new favorite blaster of 2022. Came in right under the wire for me. I just got this review out at the end of November, and I'm so happy that I did. This is one of my favorite blasters.
And the Silly Lever Action Blaster designed by Silly Butts, a newer but very prolific designer in the hobby that has made some incredible things in such a short time. Well, they made the best blaster ever. Silly, I don't know how you did it, but this thing is freaking amazing. The files for the Silly Lever Action Blaster or Slab from here on out are completely free to download. The Slab is a 3D printed lever action Springer magazine fed blaster. That is a mouthful, but it's words of pure love coming from me. Being 3D printed using, of course, metal hardware for everything that matters means the Slab is highly customizable, and this is the configuration I have it in. But of course, foregrips, rails, stocks, there's even a mare's leg option for it. Yes, all these things can be tuned, including the performance based on what barrel and spring load you have there. I like the Slab a lot more. A lot more.
And wouldn't you know it, this silly old mod community loves to troubleshoot blaster malfunctions. The MVP of the evening went to Silly Butts, who discovered the primary cause of jamming and a quick and easy solution to fixing it. A small plastic piece in the top of the shell that would sometimes catch on the ramrod when moved forward on priming. Snip snip, piece is gone, you're back in business.
I like that you can deprime it. That is a nice feature. The ergonomics are fantastic. The stock is exactly the right length for me. I was kind of surprised by that. I thought it was going to be a little short when I first started building it. The grip is comfortable. There's Picatinny rail. It's got sling mounts. It's got all the features that you'd like. And it's very svelte, very well printed. And the design for the print orientation is really, really good and leads to structural stability. A lot of stocks that are printed ended up getting printed on the print layers, and then it's really easy for them to snap if you don't have some kind of reinforcement in there. This is not printed on the print layers. It's printed in multiple pieces against the grain. And that, once you screw that all together, it makes it very, very solid, and I do like that. Same with a lot of what's going up in here. There are metal bars in place to support things, and things are printed across the grain, and so it's, again, very, very solid.
But the slab, to get into the meat and potatoes of today's video, is a lever action blaster made by Silly, or Silly Butts, as he is known in the hobby space. We gotta do something about some of these usernames, because they are hard. They're hard to talk about on content and meetings. But Silly Butts is a relatively young, relatively new, relatively brilliant designer, and supposedly this entire blaster design process came together for him inside of about two months. And then of course there were refinements and beta testings, and this is the finalized version. So a few interesting design choices on the blaster. Most notably, it is a lever action blaster, primes like this, click, primed, then pulls back like this. And the thing that's funky that you might have noticed is that when I prime it, the magwell moves forward. So a huge thank you to Silly for making that happen and making that possible. I look forward to more of his designs in the not too distant future. He seems to have a very bright future in blaster design world.
These types of designs are really, really unique. It's great to see all the creativity and effort that went into something so specific and so true to what our hobby does. And on that note, Silly Butts is an absolute maniac. He constantly is putting out new products and new designs and throwing them up into the community. And he's done some of the most unique testing videos.
好玩的点在杠杆运动时，弹匣井也随之前后运动。打印件一包，对于这么大的发射器，打印量还是比较小的。常规填充，重量估计在600克左右。喷子造型也没有必要打靶了，就随便打几发，感受下氛围。 整套操作还是挺溜的，后续还会有加长的战术版，还在完善中。图看除了加后托和消音，护目也有调整。好，感兴趣的可以去凤梨店里去看看。那今天就到这里，感谢观看，拜拜。